Hey, all right. Good evening, everybody. This is Rich from Operation Vets with Nets. I know it's been a while since we've had our podcast. Hopefully, we'll have some folks come on. It's been a while, but we've been going through a lot of changes within the organization. I now have a full-time co-host. He's over. Let me see if I get it right. Down there, Chris Wheeler. Yep, right down there. Chris, our state lead, is now our co-host. So if I can't make it, he will get on there. Hey, what's up, Ed? Ed was our former Tennessee state lead, but now he's taken over South Carolina and Georgia. So we got an exciting show this evening for you guys. First of all, before we begin, I knew it. This is what I'm talking about. All right. This is what I'm talking about right here. All right. So,
Hey, Rick.
Hey, team, how are you?
So let me give you guys the layout today of today's show. Is obviously this show's main focus is it's Operation Vets with Nets, America's finest heroes, their journey to real therapy. So we will hear some. We have one vet will come on in about 20 minutes or so, and Juan was the captain, and they'll talk about their trip. And that's what this show is really focused on, because we all know that we go through all kinds of life stressors. Folks are battling PTS, depression, which tend to go together. There's folks got those thoughts about suicide, and you know what? And that's truly what Operation Vets with Nets was founded upon. Was trying to knock that number of 22 a day down to zero. And so, somebody else joining? Nope. Nope. All right, everybody's there. It's just people popping up. All right. So, that must be Wes. He says, "What's up? Good to see everybody." Okay. And so there's a new feature here that anyone who types in anything, it'll appear on the screen. That's pretty cool. All right. So what we are. So we're back again. It's been a while since we've had this podcast. And like I said, we've got a vet coming in about 20, 25 minutes or so. But what I'm super excited about is a new partnership that we have. As you guys know, this is our second annual one. The first one we did last year was only for about 10 or 11 people, but it was a huge success. But we have Hooked on Heroes 2025 this year, and which will be November 8th. And if you guys go here, let me see here, let me show it. Right down there, operationvetswithnets.org to learn all about the event. Just go to the events page. If you're a captain and you want to volunteer your time, you don't have to be with the organization. To take a vet out, please sign up and register there. If you're a vet and you want to participate, please sign up. Let us get you on the water. Let's provide that real therapy. It is November 8th at Osborne Landing, up on the Mighty James, some of the best fishing in the country. So we're super excited about that. And so let me tell you, it had to be a few weeks ago that we were set up doing a USO event called the USO Experience at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. We've got a whole lot of people that signed up, new vets signed up for trips. We've got new captains that signed up. But we also, what was really super exciting was this young lady comes up to the booth and she's checking things out. And she says to me, if I remember right, she goes, "What can I do for you?" And I'm the one behind the booth. And I'm like, because what do you guys need? And you know me, we need money. And I said in a joking manner, and she goes, "Well, let's sit down and talk." I'm, okay, because we know we're building boats where, when captains need to get their maybe some extra tackle because they run so many trips to run out of tackle, or they need to respool. I try to get it out to them. So we know to run a nonprofit, especially what we do, it takes money. But more so, this event that we're throwing. takes quite a few thousand. And so she sat down. She goes, "You ever hear about Blue Cross Blue Shield?" And I said, "I have." She goes, "Well, let me introduce you." So I will introduce Leslie Rodriguez, and she's going to talk
Hi,
to you guys
guys.
in a minute. And it was funny is right before she came up, it had to be 10 minutes. And I had a junior Marine, one of our volunteers, a few other retired Navy folks. And we started talking about folks that, were influential leaders, in our services. And so me, I'm Navy, and then my buddy Walt, our Virginia State lead, and our vice president, Walt. We were all sitting there and we're all talking. No, actually, was Walt there? No, Walt wasn't there. But we had a few other. Don and Derek were there from our North Carolina chapter, and we were talking about influential leaders in the Navy. And I said one of the things I said, we had a kick-ass MCPON in the Navy, Rick West. And we were talking about this, talking about that, and it was funny. And when we were done, and then Leslie showed up about 10 minutes later. And so if you guys don't know what a MCPON is the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy. He is the senior enlisted guy in the Navy. He is our voice to, the highest of high in the Navy. And you have some good MCPONs. You've got some real crappy ones. And believe me, I've served under some real crappy ones. But that's any service. But one, and so now you see Rick West on here. So I told Leslie, I said, we were just talking, and she goes, "Oh, you know Rick?" I said, "Well, not personally, but I've been to some of his speakings because I've been in the Navy for 1 million years." And so, she goes, "Well, hold on a minute." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Let's call him. Rick is on our board." I'm like, you're shitting me, right?" She goes, "No." So Rick calls back, and we're talking to him, and I'm talking to him. And then the young Marine who was with me, she goes, "Look, I think it was last month, she was at an event. And she showed me a picture of her with Rick, and he's wearing this leather jacket, looking all smooth and everything. And
Like grease lightning.
Yeah. So I was blown away. So I knew I was in good company when I started talking to Leslie, just because of her affiliation with Rick. I don't need to kiss ass. I was never an ass kisser in the Navy. That's probably why I didn't go as far as I did. But I will call a spade, and I will call, Rick was, one of our, in my opinion, the best MCPON, at least in my time in the Navy. Well, Rick is here on the show with us. Leslie was here, and she goes, "We may have a guest coming on," and I'm like, "You invited Rick to?" "I don't know. We got a guest coming on." So I'm like, I knew who it was going to be right off the bat. But Rick, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us today. And so what I want to do is I want to open up. I want to turn this show over to Leslie now, and Rick as well, to talk about our title sponsor. After conversating, as I said, when I met Leslie at the USO event, then after that, our conversations went offline. We're working back and forth, and she goes, "I want to help you guys," and I think it could be a mutual partnership here with regards to what we can do for one another. And I'm like, fantastic. And so before I let Leslie take it over, I'm going to tell you, listen, guys, especially when she tells you and shares with you what their programs and who they're for, because I was just sharing with Juan that I had a good friend of mine, a brother actually, that when I used to ride in the MC world, in the motorcycle club world, he was a truck driver, and he was pulling into the fuel yard to fill up his truck, and all of a sudden it just slowed right into the fence. He had a massive heart attack. Died. They got him back together. They brought him back. He died again. Brought him back and forth. Then we get to the hospital. He's in and out. And finally, unfortunately, he passed away. And what we found out that contributed to his passing to his heart attack is he was retired Navy, um, and he had a bad abscess in his tooth, and we knew that for months because we're going down the highway or whatever, and we see him feeling his mouth, and he's sucking on all that poison from that infected tooth and everything, swallowing all that stuff. And we're like, dude, go to dental, get your tooth pulled, get it cleaned out, do whatever, go to dental. We did not know when we found out later that he didn't have dental insurance. So I'm going to turn this over to you, Leslie.
Hi, thank you. Yes. So one thing with Blue Cross Blue Shield and everything else, I am the manager of the Uniform Service Community Relations, and I have wonderful board members like McPawn West, Sergeant Major of the Army retired Dan Daly, McPawn Coast Guard, Jason Vanderhayden retired Sergeant Major, the Marine Corps retired McMichael, Purple Heart recipient Jason David, who was also a Chief Master Sergeant. I want to get these titles right because I was Army guy, so give me some leeway. We also have SEAC, ZZ, Colon Lopez on our board as well, and also Scott Stalker, which Scott, forgive me, I can't remember your rank off the top of my head, but you're very influential as well, and we love you as well. So when we met at the USO experience, what we do for the Uniform Service Community Relations is that we partner with organizations like yourself that is involved in the veteran community, military community, period, that goes ahead and focuses on mental health, well-being, active living, and everything. So when I saw your organization there, I was kind of happy because our mission aligns. So back, I can't remember exactly what year, I think 2017, 2019, TRICARE stopped providing vision insurance for active duty dependents and spouses, and also dental for the retirees. So right now our active duty dependents and families, and then our retirees don't have access to dental and vision. That's where Blue Cross Blue Shield steps up to the plate. We provide the family members of active service their vision insurance so they don't have to pay out of pocket $1,000 for glasses. Our benefits help save anywhere between 70 to 90% depending on the option for a pair of glasses. And also the dental. We provide the retirees dental once TRICARE goes ahead and stops the coverage for them into retirement. So that's just one way. I am blessed enough as an Army veteran to be able to be in this role and actually reconnect. I didn't do my 20 years. So when I left the military.
Let me just pause you for 1 minute. Go Navy, beat Army. Okay, continue.
You sound like my nephew. Benjamin Zapata, if you're out there. These are your people here, apparently. But no, I did 5 years active duty, 4 years in the National Guard. So when I left, I didn't really consider myself a veteran or anything. So when we started, the federal employee program started providing the dental and the vision, I was blessed enough to have Paul Kingsbury. He is now my director, but he was in my position. So when he got promoted and I had been working with him and everything else, to reconnect with the uniform service community. And it's been nothing but a joy and a blessing. And just being able to help organizations and veterans through our partnerships has been great. Rick is part of my board and everything. So he also, goes out there as well. So I will let him say a couple of words because, everyone loves Rick more than me. It's okay. I've come to terms with it.
That's not true, Leslie. Hey, first of all, Rich, thank you very much for having us. We appreciate you. But man, I tell you what, it was great to talk to you the other day. I can't wait for November, that event up in, I think, Richmond area, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be very exciting. I think it took me, Leslie called me and asked me, hey, would you want to go? She told me why, and it took me about maybe 2 minutes to respond to that text. It was just like that. But I'm just a country boy from Georgia myself, so I haven't thrown a line all the time. I don't do it all the time, but I really appreciate what you do, because what you do for our veterans, just the experience alone is pretty powerful. And, we're all better when we're together. It's funny, I see some of the threads going on, go Navy, go Army. And I will tell you, Leslie talked about the board, and some of the best go at each other's comes at that board with all of us, especially Dan Daly and I, with Sergeant Major of the Army. We go at each other pretty hard, but at the end of the day, we're close friends, and that's what it's all about. It's what this fishing piece is about too, right? It's about getting out there, just kind of talking it through, because nobody is more effective with each of us and the things that we deal with than what we do together. I may not be an Army guy, I may not have ridden a tank, but at the end of the day, we have that same veteran experience. And one of the points you brought up too, Leslie, so damn important, and you got to understand this. It's amazing, even in the job I do every day, the amount of people that don't understand that they're a veteran and what's available to them. And that's one of the hardest things we hope to kind of bring forward and help you. I'm excited about this partnership. I'm excited Leslie brought us in, and I'm looking forward to meeting new shipmates, as I'm going to call you.
That's right.
Even if you're a Marine, I'm going to shipmate the hell out of you. So just get ready.
And just so the captains know, and I already, I am the boss. And in the Navy, we looked at the MCPON as the boss in the enlisted community. So guess what? The boss is fishing with the boss. I've already thrown that on my boat.
It's all good, but you got to remember, Rich, I was a submariner, so I try to submerge any of those boats.
But you know what? You gave up that submariner stuff when we became the MCPON, so we're okay.
Yeah. It's all good. But hey, Leslie, that's all I have. I'm excited about November. I want to see what you guys do. This is a great organization. From what I saw, I was looking you up today, and again, it's about the mission, right? And just that one interaction with that veteran may be that thing that just kind of takes them to the other side, right? And know that they have a support that they need. And you know what? Even a MCPON or a Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Marine Corps, all of them will be there for us, right? And kind of help you out. And see, you're throwing barbs at each other. I love it.
It is. Let's just take a brief minute. I want to welcome the folks that are in here. We got, as I said earlier, we got Ed Jenkins. He is our South Carolina and our Georgia lead. We got Operation Vetsman. That's Tennessee. I'm assuming that is Wesley. We got Chris Gruff. We got Donna and Derek, which she says here in Facebook land, no internet at the house. So I'm guessing that is Donna. Donna and Derek are our North Carolina chapter president and vice president, and Donna's his wife. Donna is actually our scheduler. We got Kurt. We've got Tim Hartley. Tim Hartley comes from Georgia. Matthew Gomez from Texas. Anthony Brown. This is my brother from another mother. And he's in Airedale. The sad thing is there, but Anthony's a great guy. Anthony actually came on board the organization. He was probably like my third or fourth volunteer captain. So I've known Anthony quite some time. We got Tommy Anderson. Good evening. And then, as I said, Anthony made that wise ass comment about go at me. Rich catches bait. Compared to you, Anthony, you're right. Anthony's been on the tournament scene. He's all over the country, and everywhere he goes, he's taking out bets. Good people. You got David Coffrin, another one of our captains, and Leland Loy, another one of our captains. So you got most of our team on here, and there are some people we can't see their comments because the comments come from different areas where I got it all linked to. But again, I want to thank you guys for coming on board. So go ahead, Leslie or Rick, go ahead and can you continue back on.
I'm good.
I think that we're good.
Yeah.
We just wanted to go ahead and, thank you for what you do in the community and everything else. Share our partnership, the reason that we are partnering, again, because the mental health, the well-being and everything else. And, what some people outside of the veteran community may not understand is that, sometimes it is hard for not just veterans, but even those that are currently serving to just be able to find someone to relate to or someone to talk to. So these programs and partnerships and organizations like yourself kind of go ahead and open up that window for us to be with our tribe, if you will, and be able to open up and feel comfortable and not judged or uncomfortable because, oh, you know what? I went through something like that at work when I was working at such and such company. But, what military service members go through kind of bond us together.
And it is. And Anthony just made a comment. Talking is key. And that's really, and he made a comment earlier as well as, we get, as captains, we get just as much real therapy taking the vets out than they do. Sometimes I feel
100%.
Sometimes I feel I'm robbing them and doing them an injustice because, I deal with the demons that I have to deal with. So I'm getting my real therapy, but so are they, and it's awesome that there is not one person in this organization that makes this organization. We are a team. Without every small vital part, our ambassadors, anybody, any small cog, we all work together, and we come from all kinds of backgrounds. And yeah, we're gonna bump heads. You'll have personality conflicts, but when we could put all of that aside and really focus on what is important, and it's the vets. Bottom line is it's the vets that, at least when we're going out on these missions, that's what it's all about, and making those connections. Sometimes these folks don't or feel they don't have an outlet. They don't have anyone to talk to. We've had, and I think every captain on here has probably heard this once or twice before. Okay, hold on here. Is there anything for disabled vets as far as supplemental service for family members through Blue Cross Blue Shield, or just retired folks and 100%? So Leslie, I'll let you answer that.
So our benefits for eligibility, you can go to benefits.com to see. So it's through OPM. So the eligibility and everything else, you would have to go through their website. But I know that we cover the retirees, active service families for the Vision, National Guard, medically retired as well. So depending on, there's so many different circumstances when you get out, when it comes in regards to disability and how the VA goes ahead and files you. So for the disabled and supplemental, I would go ahead and go to benefits, benefeds.com, to go ahead and log in and try to go through the system, and it'll be able to tell you whether you are eligible or not. Because again, when it comes to the disabilities and getting out and everything else, it all depends on how the VA has gone ahead and categorized your exit.
As Leslie said, and believe me, I'm on that website all the time. Benefeds, BENEFEDS.com.
Yep.
Benefeds.com. You might have to log in via your ID.me or one of those secure logins. If you don't have that,
Yes.
just take you a couple minutes to create it.
And those are the two main offerings. There's other partner discounts that's embedded in Benefeds, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, there are. Yep.
Yeah.
And talking about other benefits as well, if you go ahead and enroll in a product, it doesn't have to be both. It could be one or the other. You also have access to our discount program, which is Blue 365. And it gives you extra discounts towards maybe you should look into this, Rich, recreational activities and supplies, your athletic wear, Fitbits, travel, so many different or companies, I'm sorry, and resources through that program as well. We have
It's a rich
gym.
program too. It's a very good program, and that's what I was looking for, Leslie. Blue 365, as you were talking.
Yeah, and there's even a gym membership and everything else. But unlike your traditional gym memberships, we have over 10,000 gyms in there. So if you're in New Mexico and you're always going to Planet Fitness, but then you go to Wyoming and there's no Planet Fitness around, but there's a Gold's Gym. With our gym membership access pass, which starts at, I believe, $20 a month for the lowest option, you can actually go to that Gold's Gym without having to go ahead and have a different gym membership card or anything.
And we can go ahead and use organization funds to get that, right? Planet Fitness or
I don't go there. Don't go there.
somebody had to.
Don't go there. Don't go there. But yeah. That's an inside joke, which I can't get into, and it's really not a joke.
That's great benefit. Unknown to many, because I didn't know.
Yep. So awesome.
I'm sorry.
And then I also wanted to go ahead and mention, because as we're sitting here talking about the season, this and that, our program does cover overseas coverage. So if, Juan decides to enroll as a retiree and he decides, I want to move to Germany, I got you, Juan.
Yeah.
You can still go ahead and get your dental work and your vision out there.
There we go.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man, maybe I could.
So I just wanted to say, without people stepping up like you guys, Leslie and Rick, it helps make things possible for us. Most of us guys are doing all of this out of our pocket. So anything extra, that comes into the organization, it's just great of you guys to step up like that. We need more people like that. So thank you.
No, thank you, guys. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. I know me and Rick probably have another meeting. So you guys go ahead and enjoy. Thank you for this opportunity, and we will see you.
Before you go, I was going to wait, but I'm going to play this now. So I want this happened today. So hold on here. I'm going to play this today. This was a brief testimony. Hold on here.
Hey everybody, it's Derek, Operation Vets and Nets. Wife Donna, y'all all know her. We're out here today, Northwest River. We got to take Jen out fishing along with the rest of the clan there, and they're asleep now. I guess they had some fun. Jen showed up here at the boat ramp this morning. What did you expect for the day?
I wasn't sure. I knew fishing was in the plans, but I had an amazing time. I needed this. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's
Please edit this out.
So, little backstory. Jen just lost her husband a couple years back, so
Jen's a Gold Star family member.
This is what I needed.
this is what it's about. Real therapy. Get on
Yes.
the water.
Real
Spend some
therapy.
time with God. Spend some time fishing. We didn't just fish today. We cruised around the river. We had some good times.
We
and
swam. We clammed.
pretty
real.
pretty sure we got some new friends out of the mix here. So yeah, it was a great day. Mission success.
It was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See, so that's, and I've got literally hours of footage just like that. But that was today with Donna and Derek, and she's a Gold Star family member. And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, I got to share this," because that's what it's about. It truly is what it's about. But
Yeah.
I know you guys got to go, so I'll let you go. And we'll have you guys back on probably in the next couple of weeks again, kind of, I think probably once a month all the way up until the event. We'll have you guys go come on. Rick, you're welcome to come on every time because you bring that Navy flavor, so which is good. Like I said, go Navy, beat Army.
Yeah, I'm heading to Chattanooga area next week. That's where I'm from, that area.
Oh, right on, right on.
But
All
looking
right.
forward to the event in November. You guys take care. Thank you so much. That was a very powerful little clip.
Video, yeah.
So yeah, that was today, and it was. I mean, when I was told they posted it up online, and I was like, and I listened to it, I'm like, man, that's what it's truly about.
All right.
All right.
Well, you guys have a good evening. Thank you guys so much for what you do and having us on. And we will see you no later than November. How about
Yeah,
that?
you'll see us much more than that. So you'll get tired of me.
Well, thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Rick.
Thank
All
you.
right, you guys take care. Beat Army.
You know what?
It is what it is.
Yeah. And I think
So we're here he is.
yeah, he's been backstage for.
All right.
There he
I was
is.
like, I was just saying,
Hi, how are
Juan,
you doing?
where's your boy at? All right,
Oh,
listen,
he's been
guys.
there.
And then all of a sudden, I look in the back office, sitting there, and there's Preston. Excellent. So,
Welcome,
Now-
Preston.
Thank you. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Yourself? Why don't you go ahead, Preston, and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Preston. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I had the opportunity to go out on one of these trips with Juan here, and it was a really great experience. So,
Juan, so let me ask you, being you brought a Marine with you, how many boxes of crayons did he bring with for his lunch?
Well, I didn't see many out there.
I almost turned into a crayon by the end of it. I was a little burned, but it was fun.
Too funny.
It's a heck of a workout whenever you reel the big one. Even though it doesn't take as long, I don't know what it is, but your heart's pumping, and yeah, Preston looked like he was out of breath.
Oh, I was so out of breath.
So, Preston, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you heard about the organization, how your process was getting a trip, and kind of between you and Juan over the next 20 minutes or so, walk us through how your day was. Share with us, a little bit about yourself, and because it's all about your story. This show, the rest of the show is all about you, brother.
All right. Well, yeah. So I'm actually originally from Montana, and I ended up joining the Marine Corps right out of high school. And it was a big challenge, a lot of work. And in 2018, I ended up getting out, and pretty much since then, I was a little confused on like what I was gonna do when I first got out. And so for me, fishing was like the one thing I did. When I got out, I probably went fishing every single day for like 6 months straight back in Montana. But it was time to get back to, I guess, the real world. I ended up going to school in Texas, which is where here I met Juan. I joined a local Facebook group for fishing, and Juan or someone else posted just one of the testimonial videos for Vets with Nets, and I looked into it. It was pretty quick. I just went to the website, looked into it. I submitted something, and within a few days, I was reached out from Juan asking to set up a time for us to go out there. And it was probably less than 2 weeks from the time I found out about the program to where I got to go out. So that was pretty exciting. I honestly, from my experience with the VA, things take forever. So that went pretty quick. That was exciting.
Good.
So what did you what?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
What did you expect? What expectations did you have going into this?
I honestly had no expectations going into it. I was just excited for the opportunity to go out fishing. Since school, I've had a couple of kids, and they take up a lot of time, and just being able to find the time to be able to get out there, that was just a challenge alone. And then not being from this area, I knew absolutely nothing about actually catching fish or what kind of fish to catch. I grew up with some trout, but down here it's way different, completely different. And so I had no idea what I was doing. So I was, hoping for an opportunity to catch something. I didn't really care what it was, and possibly learn about a new type of fish.
And you chose to go out with Juan. I'm curious on that one now.
Well, he
Yeah.
probably heard it was the best around. So
Oh,
yeah.
I don't
that's
blame
what
him.
it was.
Yeah.
Reel down.
Yeah. And it was
So
it was like one of them for us. It was just one of them things meant to be. It was actually on my birthday that I took him
Yeah.
out.
He was kind enough to take me out on his birthday, and I don't know. I think that's something. From what I've seen, all of you captains for the Vets with Nets, you all really care. Most of you have the experience of being a veteran. It's hard to relate to even anyone you work with in the civilian world. Even like you can make good friends, but it doesn't seem to matter how long you've been out. You can always connect with another veteran, and so yeah.
I know I learned a lot about the Marines on the water that I didn't know. So
Did you
even
learn
they
that
can
they
teach
like
an
to
Army
eat
guy
crayons?
something. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
tell
well,
us, Preston,
I
tell
was
us a
gonna
little bit about your military career. What'd you do with the Marines?
Yeah, so I was a data systems technician. I was on some very specific equipment. There was only about 70 of us for the whole Marine Corps, and so it was very technical stuff. And while being a junior Marine, I also got tasked to do, various things. I was an income tax preparer for a whole season because that's what they needed. And so, yeah, I spent most of my time in Southern California. And upon getting out, I originally thought I was going to just go in for a full retirement, stay in, but I got injured, and that was pretty much it. And so getting out, I was, kind of depressed, anxious. I just had no idea what was really my next step. And that's where fishing came in. And so after a few years finding out about this program, I was excited to jump on the opportunity.
No, definitely. I was going to say that even from the beginning of the day, I kept telling them, man, we're going to get that 50-pounder. We're going to get that lake record coming up, and all day long we kept talking about it. Just waiting them out.
No, I thought it was pretty cool. So I had never purposely gone catfishing. I had never meant to catch a catfish. And so when I get there in the morning, I'm just excited to try and catch a new fish. I've caught some little tiny fingerling catfish here in the local ponds. And so I'm sitting there thinking, maybe I might catch a little 3-5 pound catfish, thinking the fillets from the restaurant. And all of a sudden, like the very first thing we pull in was a 33-pound blue catfish. And I was just, I had no idea that catfish got that big. I had no idea that I was going to be fighting a fish for several minutes because it just pulled. And, it was really just like, had an absolute blast and shock, like from the beginning. Uh, and then we just got to spend the whole day on the water. We got to have great conversation. And there's something about just being on the water. Like, even if I hadn't caught a fish, I probably would have had a great day. But we're sitting out there, we ended up catching a couple other fish. They were still big. And but by the time, like, we're sitting there just talking about it, and we're like, well, it might be time to leave. It's getting kind of late. And all of a sudden, that reel just starts dragging out. And man, when it's sitting there fighting it, I'm going to say it was 5 minutes. For me, it felt like forever. I felt so out of shape after we finally got that fish on. It ended up being 45 pounds at the boat. And just the sheer excitement between the both of us, sharing that moment, that was so awesome. So.
Oh yeah, I was so happy for you. I was just waiting with the net,
Oh yeah,
it's going back and forth, and it's right at the boat, and we know we're only 2 feet deep.
Oh,
like
man.
I can't see the fish yet. Yeah, but then,
You guys were only in 2 foot of water?
yeah.
Well, right on.
Yeah. I mean, and it went all the way to the front of the boat, under the boat, to the back of the boat, down the sides and everything. Never got stuck in any other lines.
Oh, right
trees.
on.
It didn't get stuck in the trees. There's a bunch of trees around us.
It was just meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
So let me ask you, Preston. So, do you think this type of program? Hey, Chris, I'm going to mute you for a minute because I think a lot of that feedback is coming from you. But I
don't know what's going on. I can hear the feedback, but I can't figure out why.
Yeah, it's definitely you. It's probably your connection. I don't know. But do you think a program like what we offer, Operation Vets with Nets offers, could benefit those dealing with stress issues, PTS, TBI? Do you think something like this is beneficial?
Oh, 100%. I've actually, since going on the program, I've talked to a few other veterans kind of about it. There's me, as well as a lot of other veterans, are very big on the new whole health push. A lot of us were, tired of getting prescribed some medicine, and we just want to go about things a little bit more naturally. And just being able to talk to someone that, isn't a therapist, someone who just like relates to you, getting outside, getting that sun, being around the water, that was way more relaxing, more enjoyable for me than any of my visits to the VA.
So in other words, you're saying it was much more therapeutic than sitting there with a counselor.
Yes, I thought it was way more therapeutic. I've gotten to tell all sorts of people about it. Kind of came famous for a little bit on our local Facebook group because no one knew that lake even had fish like that. And so there's a lot of people who I think are excited for a program like this. It's just a matter of them even knowing about it.
For one, if I'm hearing correctly, sounds like we have a possible ambassador here. What's your thoughts, Juan?
No, definitely. I imagine that, if he has the time to want to.
No, absolutely. I'm happy to spread the word. I've already told a few veterans I know about it. Encourage them to sign up because I think there's a lot of veterans out there that they just want a break. just a chance to,
Mhm.
you know, get away from the same old every single day, have someone just to talk to. I know there's all the time, there's trying to be groups that you can get with. Like my college had a group of veterans and everything like that. But being able to get with people who like doing things that you like to do, like fishing, and just something small to relate to, as well as the veteran, I think a lot of people are looking for that.
Awesome. I'm trying to find something real quick. Let me see here. Let me look. Hopefully I can find something here that I can share with folks.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the backlog of the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Finally.
Oh, he's got a lake record?
Yeah, it's going to be the lake record of.
Okay. When was his trip?
April 11th.
That is right. April. Okay, hold on here. All right, hold on here.
Should have a video of that big old fish. That was a.
I'm looking.
They caught all the.
Okay. Hold on here. Let me. All right, hold on 1 minute. Let me. Hold on here. All right, you guys see that?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Preston out. He's a Marine on the Water Day Operation Vets with Nets. And let me ask you a few questions. How'd you hear about us? How was your day today, and what does it mean to you?
I heard about you on Facebook. I was just following Lubbock Fishing, and I saw a post, and I figured I'd just check it out. I wasn't really sure about it, but submitted it, and then Juan reached out to me about coming out here, and today was pretty cool. Caught first time catfishing and caught right off the bat just a monster blue catfish. I didn't know that they even got that big to begin with.
Yeah.
And then it was just fun being out on the water, and we thought we were going to be done, and then we decided to catch another monster catfish that was apparently the state record, or
the lake
record.
Yeah.
And
pending lake record with submission of photos and everything.
And it was just a huge fight, something I've never gotten to do before, and I absolutely loved it. Great chance to just relax. Fishing, since I've been out, has always been something that can just real therapy. It's just go out there, relax, be with the water, nature, and it was a great day. So
yes,
thanks
sir.
for taking me out.
Oh, they're very welcome, brother. Before we go, I got a surprise for you. I always do this out of the goodness of my heart. Is that your very own Micah Burkhart rod? Let me get down here.
Really?
And I got you a pack of them Ethanator hooks from Carolina Lake Weights. And some of the hooks that we're using today. But yeah, this is your very own, the one we were talking about. I was telling you about.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes, sir. So I appreciate you coming out. And
thank
you. Got
you
a
so
pending
much.
lake record. We could have had two of them, but we didn't know. But either way, we did all the stuff and got her certified and on the scales and everything. So we're gonna submit the paperwork and hopefully you get his name on that online and get him a certificate.
That'd be pretty cool. I was just happy to catch a fish. I wasn't expecting absolute monsters, so it was great.
Oh yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you so much.
Look at that flatty, man.
If you're a service member that served our great country and need some real therapy on the water, please visit operationvetswithnets.org to sign up for a trip. You can also support the organization by purchasing merchandise or through donations.
Today I had Preston out.
That was awesome, man. That really was. Yeah, it's a nice size flatty.
Oh yeah, like I said, I had no idea catfish even got that big. I'm sitting there thinking like 10 pounds, like that's a big fish, and lifting that thing up, I was like, whew. I'm sure you could see in the video, I was absolutely out of breath by the time we got that on the boat, making me think I got to start running again.
Yeah. You should have seen Preston when we went to the bait shop with the scales. He looked like a celebrity up there getting that big old catfish. It's fish fry Fridays at the bait shop. Tons of people were all there. They're like, "Oh my God, what is that?" At first, they're like, "What do you got in there? A little catfish or something?" And then he pulled it out.
They were all in shock. They, like I said, most people, I don't think they had any idea that lake even had those fish, and it was a pretty cool experience.
Definitely.
That's awesome, man. And it's, that's truly what it's about is really is the camaraderie. There's times, very few times, but there even I got skunked, and I'm wanting to, all right, we're going to do this trip again. And these guys are like, listen, you want to do it again? Great. But there's really no need. We had such a good time just being on the water, the camaraderie, the chance to talk. There was chances to cry and just be able to confide in each other, and knowing for both the captain, especially if they're a vet, we do have captains that are civilians, never served the military, but want to give back to our military because they're that grateful for what we have done for our country and for the freedoms that we have. Even burning the American flag, that drives me crazy. I just want to cringe and kill somebody. But we fought for that right for them to do that. Hopefully I would love to see them put a federal law in place that says you cannot burn the American flag. That'll be a federal crime. That would be great because that really isn't freedom of speech. You don't like it, get out of the country. But I'm not going to get into all that. But just knowing, and being able to sit down and have those conversations.
Absolutely. Like I said, if I would have been out there and we didn't catch a single fish, I would have been happy just to have gotten out there. I don't personally have access to a boat. I would have, the most I'd be able to do without Juan have taken me out was some shore fishing, maybe catch some little bass, something like that. But even just getting out on the water, being on the boat, that would have been more than enough for me. And I can guarantee you there's other veterans like that. So,
well, that's why we got to spread the word, and if you have any vets that any Marine Corps brethren that are here on the East Coast up near the Virginia area, let them know. Get on our website, especially our big event in November, the Hooked on Heroes 2025 event. That's going to be huge.
Sounds big.
I think probably if this goes off the way I'm really praying the good Lord leads all of this, then we may do the next one on Kerr, and we'll probably jump. 1 year it'll be on Kerr, 1 year it'll be on the James, 1 year on Kerr, 1 year on the James, because those are two of the biggest fisheries, and where the James is probably the one fishery, probably in the U.S., I would think, is where you can get the most 50 plus fish. But Carr produces more 100 plus pounders. And so my wife, we were supposed to go up to the lake house this weekend, but she wants to get some stuff done here at the house before my surgery. So it's just going to be me. Because I got to bring our other wheelchair boat back up there to get some work done to it. So hopefully I can find one of my brethren up there that would like to take me out fishing maybe tomorrow night or Saturday night or Saturday. So call to action. Somebody reach out who wants to take Rich out on the water.
I told you I'm on my way.
Brother, I hope you got the boat in tow, man. I'm all about it. So the tug is the drug. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah, that's a good that's a really good way to put it. The tug is a drug. Because I'm telling you what, when those endorphins start screaming through and the excitement, I mean, I've got it. We were out, that'd be a couple weeks ago, and we thought we hooked onto a friggin' 50-plus pounder in the Northwest River, which is very, very, very rare. But it was just that little friggin' 15-pounder pulled like it was a 50-pounder. I mean, it was yanking that rod all over the place. And the heat of the spawn, too. And I was like, whoa. You know, even when we got the planer board out of the water, because, you know, a lot of times you're pulling that rod and you're pulling the planer board, and it feels like there's an extra 50 pounds on there until you get the planer board out of the water. But even when we did that, that sucker did not want. It kept ripping drag. I was like, what the? This is big. Ended up only being a 15, 16 pounder. But it was one heck of a fight. And like I said, man, my heart was going, you know, and but we had a good time.
Sounds like my wife's 50-pounder she caught in Texas twice.
Oh.
You know, I was telling.
She reeled in a whole tree stump twice.
And just like Micah, it's probably that same fish, that same stump.
I was telling Preston that I was apologizing because it was his first time catfishing, and he just annihilated the big fish all day long. And I said, I'm sorry, man. This isn't the way it goes every day. I was like, you must be lucky. And then he sent me some pictures of it. I mean, he catching some catfish about this big. And I was like, yeah, it's just not the same.
No, it was very exciting getting out there, but I was just happy to have any fish come in, and then that just added to the excitement, and now I have a good story to hopefully help spread the word. So
there you go.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Well, we got about 2.5 minutes left, guys. Chris, Juan, you guys got any last minute things? Preston?
No, I just want to say thank you. Thanks, Juan, for taking me out, and thanks for this program. You guys are doing a really good thing, and I certainly hope we can get more veterans and more captains involved, and maybe eventually get in all 50 states. I see you're working on that already. So
we are.
Oh, yes, sir. Now, I appreciate you going out and signing up and you know, trusting us. And sometimes people see it and they tell me, oh, I don't know, it's kind of one of them deals. It's a free trip, so you're kind of weary about showing up.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little weary at first, kind of looking at it, but then I talked with Juan and everything. It worked out amazing, and
nobody tried to sell you a timeshare.
No.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're on that subject,
any last thing from you, Chris?
Man, I just want to thank Leslie and them for their donation to the organization. It's companies like that partners with us that make all of this possible. If anybody out there's watching and there's anything you can do, please contact Rich or get onto the website at www.operationvetswithnet.org. I mean, you saw the testimonials. We need all the help we can get. So with that being said, yeah.
Well, guys, listen. I appreciate you guys, especially Preston. Thank you again for your service.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
And Juan and Chris, I appreciate you guys for what you do for the organization. I appreciate, Chris, you stepping up and wanting to co-host this with me, because probably, well, in about a week or so, I'll probably be without a voice for a good month. So I guess that's good for some people.
No, you get good, brother.
Pass, though.
Oh
And
yeah, no.
I don't know what was going on with my service. I have 5Gs. Our power's out at our house, so they keep sending me notification after notification after notification that our power's out. And I'm like, I know, you've told me like 201 times in the last 23 minutes.
But Juan, anything from you, Juan?
No, I think that's just thanks again for going out and yeah, whenever all the stuff comes in with the Texas Parks and Wildlife, I still want to meet up again. You live that moment, and I got something else for you too. That
I look forward to it.
And I think I know what it is.
Congratulations, Preston. That's an achievement.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, great job,
record.
Juan.
Yep. So, guys, listen. I know. Everybody's time is valuable, and so. Hold on here. What was this? Oh. All right. So I want to give you guys your time back. I appreciate you. I know I got to get up early in the morning to pack up and head up to Lake Gaston. So listen, you guys have a great one. Thank you. And for you captains out there listening, man, get on the schedule. We want to hear your story. We want to hear your vet story. If not, I will call the vets. And guess what? You can watch instead of being on here. For my captains, I'll call the vets. I'll get them on here, and then you can sit there and watch from the bleachers. No, I like to highlight our captains because without you guys, this stuff isn't possible. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you next week. You guys don't go nowhere.
Yeah.